So far, we've added the Iron Man prefab, and it's right there. And by the way, make sure it's at the same position as mine, which is negative 35.6, 1.95, and negative 159. Now, it doesn't have to be the exact same one, and usually if you drag and drop the prefab here, you will have the exact same position as mine. But what matters is that when you click on the game here, you will be able to see your character. If you don't see it, that means that it's somewhere else in the scene and you need to move it so that you can see. You can either move the character or move the camera. It's up to you at this point. Now, how would you move the camera? You just click on the camera and move the position like that, okay? Up and down, right and left and so on, okay? So that's how you do. Now, what I want you to understand is that whenever we press play, we see the main character, but nothing is going on here. It's just right there standing by. So we're going to add the first animation of the character, which is the idle animation, when the character is not moving or just standing by. How do we do this? Pretty straightforward. We need to create an animator controller on the Iron Man character. Now again, what's the animator controller? It's a way to tell which animation is playing right now and which one exists or which one we can switch from. All right, so let's create the animator controller. So inside of this Iron Man folder, I want you to right click here and do create, and here locate the animator controller and just click there. Now it's appearing here. Name it Iron Man animator controller. That will do just fine. Don't worry about it, the name, because we can always modify it later. Now, we have a controller. It's not doing anything yet, but we need to say that, hey, the Iron Man prefab needs to use that. In order to do that, we need to add it to the Iron Man prefab. But to do so, we need to add an animator that says it's using this animator controller. So select the Iron Man prefab, and here on the right, click on Add Component and search for Animator. There it is. Okay, so I want you to click here, and now we have the animator. And as you can see, the animator is asking for a controller, and we don't have any yet. So let's add it. Just drag and drop the Iron Man animator controller inside of the controller. Okay, right here, and let go. There we go. As you can see, we have it. And then right below, it's asking for an avatar. An avatar is what you already probably know. It's going to be some kind of a character, right? So guess what the avatar is going to be here? It's going to be the Iron Man character. So I want you to click on the target here to the right of this. So let me zoom in so that you guys can see. I'm going to click right here. And as soon as you do this, this appears here. This is a way to control what we're going to add. And the avatar is the Iron Man avatar right here. Double click here, and there you go. It's added right here. Iron Man avatar. Perfect. Now, click on Apply Root Motion. Now, the root motion means that it's applying the actual movement, so the position and the rotation of the character will be affected by the animation. So if somehow in the animation the character is moving or running, then the distance that the animation will run will be applied to the character, and you definitely want that because you don't want the character to just stand still, right? You want the character to move as the animation is moving. Perfect. All right, so at this point we have our animator controller. Now what I want you to do is select the Iron Man animator controller and double click on it. As soon as you do this, you will have an animator window that appears right there. Now if somehow it's not here, that's okay, it's gonna be somewhere else. But you can always move it anywhere you'd like. Okay, look, I can put it right here in the bottom corner. That's up to you, but I like to have it right there for now. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it here. All right, so now what we want to do is, like I said, add the idle stare. How do you add the idle animation? Just look in the Iron Man folder and you will find the Iron Man idle animation. Now in the bottom corner here, you can see what the animation does. You can press play and see that this is basically the animation that you have here. All right, and what I'm going to do is drag and drop this animation inside of the animator. So I drag and drop this right here. Okay. Now, as soon as I did this, it became orange, and there's this arrow that just popped right here. Now, I didn't add any arrow, but it knew automatically that since this animator has no animation, the very first animation that I put inside becomes the default animation. Okay, so by default, now we know that the character, the Iron Man character, will be in idle mode. And what I'm going to do now is go back to the game and press play and see what happens. All right. And there we go. As you can see, Iron Man is in idle mode. Isn't that beautiful? I didn't have to do much, just add an animation here and automatically it went there. Now it's not doing much, it's still in idle mode, but the good thing about this is that now we have enough to play with so that we can add more states to the Iron Man prefab. Alright, see you guys in the next lecture.